what he says. This is a great quote. He says, AIs really shine when it comes to monitoring what's going on and then summarizing and communicating that information effectively in a way that is a manager's job. It is. I mean, I was a manager of a bunch of retail stores. You got to monitor everything and then you got to sort out what's important, what's not, and then get the important information to your managers, right? I was above the managers, whatever you want to call it, middle management, and they need to act on that information. But it's your job to summarize and give them the tools, right? And he says managers know exactly what's happening. They communicate to everyone exactly the part that they need to know, as well as broader context around it. AI can do this. AI can do this. I believe that. I believe that. And it goes deeper into the actual use case of AI. But the point is, before I get to the tokens, I just want to forewarn everyone that this is not financial advice. I'm not saying to buy things just because it has AI in it, but people will buy things just because it has AI in the name, just like people bought things because it had metaverse in the name. And here it looks like Cointelegraph is going to lay out legitimate use cases for AI. And this is not saying that those tokens will be valuable because they're using AI, but they're using AI. They're using AI. So let's get to the tokens. I know you guys want to talk about tokens, crypto tokens. We talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum every week, Cosmos every week, and Atom and its related tokens. We talk about Cardano and Solana quite a bit. We're going to talk about tokens that maybe you never heard of, although someone did mention one in the chat. So let me know in the chat what AI tokens you have. And we're going to talk about the top 3 AI tokens according to CoinGecko here. And when I say top 3, all I did was go into categories. One of the categories is artificial intelligence, and I sorted by market cap. You could sort by volume, and you get a different top 3. You could sort by price action. You'll get a different top 3, right? Get different top 3 every time. I decided to go by market cap, and now I lost it. Let's go by market cap here. So some of these you probably never heard of. BitSensor, the Tau token, I did hear of recently. Someone in the chat said they got in at $25. Man, you're smarter than me. Price is $335 now. Then we got Render. Render's making moves lately quite a bit. Fetch AI making moves. And look, you got Akash at number 4, right? Akash is, you got basically 2 Cosmos related tokens here. 2 Cosmos related tokens. BitSensor, Render, Fetch AI, and then Akash, top 4. We're going to talk about the top 3. One of the challenges here is researching stuff that's new. There's not a lot of information on websites. There's limited info. This is my disclaimer. There's limited info. I have not vetted these projects. I'm just bringing you the information. My personal strategy is maybe not for you. Some people might be 100% in AI. Some people 0% in AI. Straight gambling, right? I'm not talking about what to buy, what not to buy. I'm just showing you the tokens that fit this category, this narrative, which I think is going to be like similar in scope and hype as Metaverse was. So first we'll look at BitSensor. I'll go to the website because, like I said, it's challenging to research these because it's not clear if they're offering a consumer product or if they're paying more attention to their token or the actual protocol. But BitSensor is a decentralized machine learning network. The machine learning models, they train collaboratively, it says, and then they give rewards in this Tau token. Right? The goal is to build a market here for AI. And doing this research, I could see that we're early. I mean, this is not a website that you want a customer to stumble upon. So it's unclear if they're offering a consumer product here. It's unclear. So take this with a grain of salt. And someone's saying, why does AI need blockchain? I mean, good question. But they're building a market. And the goal of bit sensor here is to to distribute the tech, so that the blockchain would be that distributed infrastructure to build this market on. So at a glance, a bit tensor. Oh my God. I said bit sensor how many times? Bit tensor, bit tensor. We can't edit that because this is live. And Funky's saying that they launched a parachain on Polkadot as well. So this project, for their end goal, they need decentralized infrastructure, so blockchain, right? So in summary, this is an intelligence network. Ownership, they want to put in the hands of the individuals. The Tau token is used to incentivize contributors. It's unclear how the Tau token gains value, aside from speculation. I'll be frank there. But they want ownership in the hands of individuals, and the marketplace is going to feature what they call commodities: storage, intelligence, I guess machine learning models and whatnot. So that's bit tensor, bit tensor. Anyone with any other information, please throw it up there in the chat. So Funky saying they found it difficult to integrate with Polkadot. It's interesting they tried though. They chose Polkadot. That's interesting, right? He's saying that the main dev is wicked smart, big brain. I hope so. I hope we're beyond the you know, what Eric from Astrovault calls science fair projects. I hope we got the big brains and realistic big brains working on these projects. I mean, it's ultra bullish for crypto in the end to have better people. So let's go to the next one, which is Render. And of course, the website's not going to fit nicely on the screen here. Maybe we'll do something like this. There we go. We'll do something like this. Render's an interesting one because I don't consider Render to be like that pure AI play. It's actually a little bit similar to Akash, distributed GPU. So they leverage blockchain for the distribution. Here it's decentralized infrastructure technically. And they launched in 2017. 2017 they launched. It's a decentralized, like I said, decentralized GPU project. And we know that a lot of content requires this is 3D rendering, and they're going to make this facilitate this by doing it on through their protocol. Allows artists to scale their work easier, faster, and cheaper than centralized cloud options, and it's a peer-to-peer model. Render is an ERC20 token. The performance of the token has been great the last month. I had it on my radar, and you know, I didn't buy it, and then it went up like 20%, and then I was like, oh, I can't buy it now. It just went up. Everything's going up. So did I miss it? I don't know. Will I buy more expensive than I plan to? I don't know. But the AI part here for Render is that the computation extends to these, what they describe as AI digital rights management. They're actually pretty similar to Cosmos. They have a foundation, looks like a large board of advisors and directors, right? So there's a lot of I don't want to call it red tape, but there's a foundation, right? It's a political body that runs Render, or at least influences Render, and that's number 2 on the list. And Render, like I said, it's an ERC20 token, market cap 1.3 billion. So they've been around for a while. They're doing something right, it looks like. And we'll go to number 3. Number 3 is Fetch AI, which a few of you in the chat are commenting on. And I lost some of the chat. Why don't you let me know who owns um, Fetch AI and how did you get it? Because they didn't always have a mainnet. I believe they were a ERC20 token first. Then they launched a Cosmos SDK chain. It's hard to find information on this, guys. So what I have is what I spent about an hour researching, just trying to sum up. It just doesn't seem these projects are calling out to the retail person just yet. and they might never. Right? So that's what I learned in the last bull market. It's almost like they don't want customers to find them. They're doing something else, and they're catering to a very specific subset of crypto community. But Fetch AI, they want to use AI they want to monetize AI in these marketplaces, build a platform for AI apps and services. So Fetch AI to me is, out of these three, the pure AI play. The pure AI play. Um, it is geared towards programmers though, not necessarily towards retail. And they describe these things called agents, AI agents, and they're advertising on the website to use their search features that are AI ready, can give these analytical insights. So it looks like those that already have projects can now integrate with Fetch and leverage AI through them. Started off as an ERC20, and you can get mainnet tokens. And like I said, I don't have them, but would like to know if you can get them on Osmosis or another DEX in Cosmos. Let me know. Let me know. But they describe these things called AI agents, and it's like the best I can come up with is they're they're programmable elements that provide developer tools. So maybe it's gonna, almost like how someone like me would use an AI image generator to make some kind of JPEG or PNG file. Programmers can use them, and then these agents can actually communicate with each other, right? So it's almost like the code is coming to life here, right? Like it's like really abstract for someone like me to try to wrap my head around. But in the end, these AI agents, they could help the users monetize ideas, help convert legacy systems into AI is their goal. And DarkSide is saying, okay, yeah, so you can get FET on Osmosis. And I know there's a bridge between the two going back about 2 years. They did build a bridge. So DarkSide saying they've tried a couple consumer plays, but they bombed. Not that consumer plays are wrong, just not the right ones, and maybe just the wrong time, right? Sometimes there is a such thing as too early. There is a such thing as too early. Metaverse to me was too early. Nothing worked good, and Metaverse just wasn't fun. What am I going to do? Go into the Metaverse, buy some merch, and go to a rave in the Metaverse? To me, that was like, who cares? I went in Decentraland once. It screwed my whole computer up, and guys were talking to me and cursing me out, and I really don't like. Oh my god, YouTube is gonna probably kill me for this. I don't like people with British accents, and when I was in Decentraland, I just don't. I don't know why. I don't like British comedians. I don't like British actors. I don't like the accent. It just hurts my ears. My accent probably hurts other people's ears. I understand that, but Metaverse was so early. I experienced it, and I'll never do it again. Hopefully AI is not like that. Hopefully AI gradually becomes useful, like it has with Chat GTP and all these others. What is it? Mid Journey, right? NFT creators are using Mid Journey. So I hope it's not a bomb, but consumer products that bomb could be learning experiences for the future, right? Maybe they're just the wrong plays. I think that makes sense. But AI is going to be all around us. People should be practicing using AI apps just so they're literate when it comes, you know, to the everyday life and these integrations. I'm a teacher, and I could use AI to write my whole lesson plan for me. If I put the right prompts in, I become an all-star teacher, or at least all-star at planning my lessons. Rock star. I haven't done it yet. I don't make lesson plans, but yeah, AI is going to be all around us. And it's such a cliche, you know, slogan that I'm throwing out there, but people are going to have to use it the same way they had to use the internet when they didn't want to in the 90s. I always talk about my dad. He just does not like computers. He had to use them for one of his jobs. He had to use email, and man, oh man, it was like painful to get this guy to like return emails to his boss and stuff. So Yeah, that's my show. I got peak chat participation here. Why don't we get involved with the chat, have some fun? Um, Markets are just popping off, ready to pop off. I'm trying to move some stable coins around to get them into the right plays. I'm becoming more and more risk tolerant personally. So I'm curious if people in the chat are feeling good, feeling cautious, if they still have some stable coins to deploy, if they're maybe maneuvering in and out of different tokens or NFTs into fungible tokens or vice versa. Here you go. Yeah, I so like I said, I'm a teacher and I teach a coding class in conjunction with Microsoft, and we got to go to the Microsoft headquarters in New York City on a field trip, and they have a basically a whole hospital room set up where you can go and they call out all the different places where Microsoft software and AI is being used, and they do show like a dialysis machine that has AI integrations. So it probably along the lines of what you're describing with the insulin pumps, right? So Microsoft is at the forefront of this. Crypto pretty not far behind, right? Using blockchain and AI together might be a natural marriage, right? Maybe AI needs to be less centralized so there's less biases in these software apps. I don't know. I haven't used it extensively. This is funny. AI has no sense of humor. I was going to make a joke before, but I didn't want to offend people that love DAOs. I was going to say, should AI, artificial intelligence, be used to manage DAOs? And I was going to say, the adding any kind of intelligence into DAO management might kill the whole thing because DAOs are not very smart. They're very, very slow, inefficient corporations that don't make money. Right? That's kind of what they are. They're kind of what they are. But DAOs are interesting because there's a lot of promise in DAOs because as an American, I have my right to assemble, right? I have my right to assemble. DAOs are that right. You get to assemble, congregate people together. So you could do it digitally. You could do it without geographic barriers. And if DAOs are mobilized with AI, maybe we get over the hump of that lack of intelligence that's being used. Like one person laughed at my joke. You know what though? I used to tell my teachers in school because they would say, "Why do you think that's funny?" When I was screwing around in class. I didn't screw around in class. I was not a class clown, but in certain classes, I was a class clown, like music and Spanish. I was a class clown, and my teacher would say, "Do you think that's funny?" And I would always say, "It doesn't matter what I think. It's funny if one person laughs. A joke is funny if one person laughs." That's a great joke. It's it's not a joke, but like I wish I had better delivery. I didn't think it through all the way because I always assume people in crypto don't have good senses of humor, and they don't. And I think it's the generation that's involved. I don't think it's a crypto problem. I think the generation that's primarily driving the space forward, I don't think they have senses of humor at all because everything's offensive to that generation, right? Or they just don't expect humor to be present in certain areas of everyday life. What's with all these DAOs and AI? If we introduced AI to DAOs, it would topple the whole thing over. Yeah, there's no good way to deliver that. But if you could do it, man, I would love it. And then make a clip and put it on Twitter. So that's my show for today. I do have some content to shill. By the way, if you're watching this, if you subscribe to my channel, it helps me out tremendously. You have no idea how hard it is to get crypto content out without the subs, the likes, the shares, and all that. I really appreciate it. If you're on Twitter now, you're watching this, I don't know how you did it. Stared at Twitter on your phone for an hour and change. Don't know how you did it, but I appreciate it. I got some videos coming out, and I don't release a tremendous amount of videos to my channel, 2, 3 a week. Set notifications. You will stay in touch that way. And I have some sponsored content coming out, so it's gonna be very targeted with less commentary, just pure information. You definitely don't want to miss that. And then of course I'll have my you know my moments where I go off the rails. I go off the rails. So and there you go. I gotta shill Dark Side of the Podcast. It's the most professional live stream that crypto has. I love it, man. I call it the ESPN of crypto streams. Dark Side of the Podcast. And for some reason, it's very hard to search for his podcast on YouTube. So maybe you need to, optimize search terms or something for your stream, because I have a hard time finding it, man. It's really tough, really tough. Yeah, Abella, I mean, you guys do such a great job. You guys could be the go-to in the bull market. I'm not blowing smoke either. I love it. You guys are one of the ones that I watch. I try to learn from, and I know I didn't watch last night, but IBC gang, you, Don Kryptonium, doing live streams is not easy. It's not. I'm exhausted right now, and it's 10:15 in the morning. So, drop a link. I'll share it out on Twitter. Um, and any of the live streams that I like, maybe I'll just do a thread and then pin it, because you guys do a great job. It's like the Cadillac of live streams, and mine is like the Volkswagen Jetta of live streams. So, appreciate everyone that's here. Catch you next Sunday. Any news that's interesting, we'll talk about it next week. Maybe I'll have some more jokes at the beginning so more people listen. But yeah, this is it. I like doing these. They're difficult, they're challenging, but the idea is that content needs to get more informative and actually help people, and not send people down these, like, pathways to getting wrecked. And I hope that's where crypto ends up going. Peace out.